All right, the market review today. All right, it was a beautiful green candle. You cannot have any problems with a beautiful green candle like that. It was beautiful. My long term holding account was up almost 13% today. So this was great. Um, but if you look at it from a technical point of view, it looks like we just went here to the previous high, this level right here, the before the bear market of 2022. We went there and we were very hesitant to go down. I don't think the market really wanted to get below here. So any good news just gave it a blast, a rocket type blast up. We went straight past the 5 EMA and we just went very close to the 20 EMA, which is also this, it's along the lines of this previous low we had. So hopefully tomorrow we have CPI inflation numbers in the morning. And so we'll see how it affects the market in the morning and what happens. But this was nice to look at, I'm not going to lie. All right, so today, what did I even do? Because I only made one trade today. No, I made two. I did make two. I made two trades today. I made one on ES, and I had losing trade on MNQ. It was my first losing trade of the week. All right, let's go to the hour. All right. Let's see. So today, when we opened up a little bearish, kind of consolidating a little bearish. We had the 5, I'm sorry, not the 5. We had the 50 EMA kind of serving as resistance. We weren't ready to get above the 50 EMA on the hour. Let's see, this is the 8 o'clock candle. So yeah, and then we went up. And then after that, it was just up and up and up and up and up and up and up. We had a little bit of probably some sell-off once we hit the 200 on the hour. Some people probably decided to take profit. Some people might have decided they wanted to go short, thinking that this would be a spot in which the market would maybe take a breather. So we had a little bit of a red bar on the hour at the 200-day moving, or the 200 bar moving average. But then it was just up and away again. All right, 5 minute. All right, so let's see. Let's see in the morning. All right. All right, so I had this marked off after what did I get in? I'm trying to figure out when I took my trade. I got it. All right, we started off bearish on the hour. We kind of bearish to consolidate it. But we had the bullish cross on the 5 minute. We had the bullish cross on the 5 minute at 8, and this green candle was a close over the 50 bar moving average, this purple line, and we got over the 200 bar moving average as well, which is the gold line. So that's pretty bullish. So we went up, and then at open, right before open, we came back down to the 5 EMA. I wasn't watching at the time. But after this candle, after this green bullish candle closed above this red candle, and we closed above the 5 EMA, which is this black line, I'd be ready to get in long. We came down under the 5 EMA, and I would have wanted to get in long when we got to the high of this candle that broke out of the 5 EMA. And that could have been taken up to maybe probably here, prior high. All right, and we got here, which is probably like around the 50 EMA on the hour, which was resistance for us. Okay, now the trade I took it on NQ first. It looked pretty similar to this. I took a micro, and I got in, I think, well, I'll go over when I get to NQ. But on ES, I got back in this trade, and it was a quick scalp. Because I had told myself if we get above the high of this, we wicked up in this area. And I was like, if we get to the high of this, I think we're going to go a little bit further, probably back to previous high. We didn't quite make it to previous high, But I was in and out of that trade real quick. And then we had a retracement because at the time, the 50 bar moving average on the hour was resistance. We went down, we got to the 50, we got back up, and we were looking like we were just going to have like a little triangle or flag type thing or a wedge or whatever, because we were just kind of consolidating until the news came out, and then we just popped up. So I was looking to paper trade during this, and I said, well, maybe we're just going to consolidate because CPI is coming out tomorrow. So I stopped watching somewhere along this line. And since I'm done trading for the week, I hit my weekly max, my max target. I realize if I get too much sometimes, then I start getting careless. So I reach my max and I'm going to stop. So after this, I mean, there were some entries. I mean, this green line was a prior high. So once we got there, we got over that and we came back down to that prior high. And we came up from there, which if I were to take this pullback, consider this pullback, I would, after this green candle confirmed we're making a higher high, I'd want to see a pullback to the 5 EMA. And then I'd want to get in at the top of this candle here, the candle that made the higher high, and take that long. And then we came back to hit the 20, which we do that a lot of times. It's a pullback area. And we made a higher high with this green candle as we came back up from that drop down. And we came back a little bit under the 5 EMA and could have got in at the top of this candle and took that up all the way. So that's that. NQ is probably the same. On the daily, yeah, we hit that prior high area right here, and then we just flew off of that looking at the daily. Yeah, we hit the 20 day moving average on the daily with this green bar. So we'll see what happens tomorrow after CPI comes out. All right, the hour should be pretty much the same on the NASDAQ. I'll quickly go over the trade I lost. Yeah, we were bearish at the beginning of the day. Again, the 50 bar moving average on the hour was resistance. We didn't really want to get or close above it. And then we kind of consolidated. You could see on the 5 minute, and then the news came out and it was just a rocket up. Okay, the 5 minute chart. All right, let's see. We were bearish on the hour, but we were bullish on the 5 minute. We had a close over the 50. We were bullish with the 5 EMA over the 20 EMA. So at open, it was the same setup on ES. This candle made the higher high, and we broke over the 5 EMA. We retraced and could have got in at the top of the breakout candle, the high of the breakout candle. Okay, now the trade I lost on was this one. Let's see. Okay, this candle, we didn't really make a higher high, but we did close higher than this. So I took this trade. I think I might have gotten in a little late. I don't remember. But if I were taking this trade, what I should have done, and I might not have done this, is I should have only gotten in with the retracement down, which I don't think I did that, and I think that was the problem. And so I got stopped out because I had really tight stops. So I might have just got in right away, and then we went back down here, and I got stopped out. And I took the ES trade, getting back in and going long. And that worked out on ES. But yeah, if I would taken this, what I should have done is I should have waited until we had a nice pullback. And I should have had my stop underneath here at least. And I know I didn't because it's so volatile. I didn't want to risk that much. And then got in when we got back here at the high of this. And I could have taken that for a scalp. But I took this one on ES that worked out. So it's the same as ES. We just kind of consolidated until this happened. And the same situation. It dipped down to a prior Oh, this actually, it's kind of a prior high, but this was actually a mark I had on the daily, a line I had, a level I had put there off the daily chart. Came down here, this candle, you had the retracement down, got in here, same thing as ES. All right, so those are the indices. Let's go to gold. All right. All right, now gold popped up as well, but it popped up earlier. It popped up really last night. All right, it didn't want to get below the 50-day moving average, and it didn't want to get below this previous resistance level. And yesterday we had this doji, tight doji, which is a lot of times considered an indecision candle or reversal candle, and then we went up today. All right, let's look at the hour. All right, let's see. We were bullish the whole time. I didn't trade gold today. I don't think I even really watched it. I traded it last night though. So the hour is just look on the 5-minute for bullish setups, pretty much. Right now the 200 bar moving average on the hour is kind of sort of resistance. We're not really, as of now, not yet. We're not really settling above it. So that's something to look out for as far as going long. Let's see. Let's go to the 5-minute. All right, let's see if I can find the trade I took last night. Okay, last night I took a trade. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one. Because I like to start looking at gold after 7. After 7, it can get kind of busy. So I had a line here. That was our previous high. And we closed above it right here with this candle. We closed above that. I waited for the retracement down, and I probably got in about like right here-ish. And I took it close to the 200. And so that was a $270 trade that I took there. That was last night. So that was like after 9 or something like that. And today on the 5-minute, let's see, we're bullish. So you're just looking for bullish setups. So right here, we turned bearish. The 5 was under the 20. We want to wait until we get the 5 over the 20. We had all green candles, but we had a little bit of retracement with this one small red candle. And that could have been taken if we got above this, the previous high. And that could have been taken up. Then we got lower, hit the 20. And let's see. And this would have been tight for me. You know, like you can just get in at the 5 EMA and take a chance, put a tight stop, which I have done before, or wait for confirmation. And there's really no confirmation for me until this candle, because this is the first candle that actually closed above the 5 EMA. And I've learned to wait for that close, because there's times I've gotten in over the 5 EMA on the 5-minute. It's a little bit more leeway on the hour, but I've gotten in a little above close on the 5-minute, above the, not above close, above the 5 EMA on the 5-minute, and it just sank down. It just kept going down. So I've learned to wait until a candle closes above the 5 EMA and closes above the previous close. Then I get in. And we didn't get that until this big green candle. And at that point, we were at the 200-day moving average, which was resistance, and it fell down. So this would have been tight. I probably wouldn't have taken this one. But we came down to the 50. It became support. We had this green candle. It didn't close above the 5 EMA or the 20, but we got there and we made a higher. We got above this, the previous candle. And then this other green candle, we actually closed above the 5 EMA. And we made a higher high. So getting in at the top of this candle, the high of this candle would have been fine to take a scalp up back to the 200-day moving average, 200-bar moving average. And then we just kind of consolidated pretty much right at the 200-bar moving average until the news came out. Contrary to the equities going up, gold dropped, because a lot of people are probably taking money out of gold and putting it into the equities, because now, you know, they're thinking, hey, we're going to get more growth from the equities that have been beaten down. So this would explain a drop with that news as opposed to going up like the equities went up. So we dropped. We came back to the 20 EMA. We had another candle, this red candle here. This would be a B setup because we only should be looking for longs, just going on the hour. We had this big red candle. It was so big, we retraced back up and could have got in. I would have, with this one, I probably would have just gotten 5 EMA and had a tight stop and took it to the 200. And then we came back up. We started becoming bullish. And we're still kind of we're kind of apprehensive about getting too high from the 200 bar moving average on the hour, which is this dotted yellow line I plotted out so I can see it on the 5-minute. So we'll see what gold does. We're going to go up to make higher highs, all-time highs again. Let's see. Or are we going to go down? If we go down, then it'll be almost a head and shoulders. So I'd be pretty bearish on it if we start going down from here. Okay, crude. Crude had a nice little jump up today because of the news. We were like going down like crazy. And today we jumped up. We had gotten below 60, which we hadn't gotten below 60 bucks per barrel in a long time. And now we're above 60. I didn't really look at crude today. I just glanced at it. So on the hour, we started off bearish. Regular old day. We've been bearish. And we just continued. If I were just trading an hour, since we're in such a great trend down, when the market opened this, okay. This is the 6 o'clock candle. 6 central candle. So if I was up trading, I just got in short when we got below this, the low of the previous candle. Then we started heading up, but I would be only interested in shorts at this point. We came back down. Could have possibly gotten in short when we got to around the 5 EMA and taken it down, but mostly I like to wait until we get to the low of the previous candle to go short. Then we just started heading up. We had a close above the 5 EMA, and then we just shot up, and then we had a close above the 50 EMA, and we're just going up. So, yeah, this was the 6 o'clock candle that I was saying. So we went down, we went back up to it, and then we came back down. And we kind of consolidated. We consolidated around this the 5-minute 200 bar moving average. And then the news came out and it was up from there. So that's it. I did those 2 trades. Let's see, the losing trade and the winning trade. The losing trade, I traded a micro on NASDAQ because the NASDAQ is way too volatile to trade a mini. So if I had this trade, if it had been a mini, that would have been $800 loss. And then I traded the ES trade, pretty much the same trade, but just this was kind of early and this was better timing. So that worked out. The only other thing I did today, I had those, I've said before, I had a SOX-L leverage ETF on the semiconductors. I had a cash cure put on that with a strike of 24. And of course, we know I got called out of those and the stock went down. And I was okay because I got the shares and I'm just holding it until it recovers. I sold calls against it to make some income. And all I did today is I actually sold another cash secure put on SOX-XL with a strike of $9. So if it gets down to $9, I'll get another 100 shares at $9, which would even lower my cost basis. And I'll start again selling cover calls against those 200 shares I'd have of it. But if I don't get called out of it, I think I got like $45 or something like that off of that. And I've gotten like 50, 60 or whatever bucks off of some of the cover calls I did off the 100 shares I previously got with the $24 strike. So we'll see how those turn out. That's it. And I'm done trading for the week. I don't know if I'm going to do a review tomorrow. No, I'm not going to do a review tomorrow. I'm going to be busy tomorrow. So maybe it'll be the weekend review. I'll take a look at the weekly review. But as far as now, that's it. Take care. Bye.